Hello everybody, Reaper X1 here again, back playing some more Terra Tech. And as you might have seen there a little while ago, this truck, I turned it into an extreme edition. Well, this one here is the way it was supposed to be built, the way it was originally built, but I put this episode on hold. But before I really get into that, I'd like to say welcome everybody to the show, to my episode of Terra Tech Buildiness. And I do thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoy what you're about to see. And if you do, you know what? Throw a blue thumb at me and all that great stuff. It fuels the little channel. It does help. And it is always truly appreciated. But this is why it was held off. You see back there that new brand spanking new biome. You might have seen it already. I gave them a word that I wouldn't air it before the payload guys or developers. They wanted to air their video first and have it hyped up, and they estimated the 6th. So I was nice enough to hold off until then, so that's about all I was going to do. Now I figure it's free game. They released the Unstable way earlier than I thought they were going to after talking. So I figured, yep, I'm going to get this one out now, and you know what? It'll all be good. Everyone's probably seen it already. But this is what I ended up doing so far. I didn't make no bases, but this is going to be an awesome spot for bases. No enemy's going to be able to just run right up on you. They got to go through all that maze of holy ouch, because you can build turrets on everything probably. Like you can see there, it anchors. So it all depends on what the game can handle. And I actually did a little bit of testing with the useless machine there, and I'll tell you, I threw a hell of a lot of resources at it, and it was working. Well, the machine didn't work the way I'd hoped, but the game was working fairly nice handling it for what it was doing, like it usually would give me a lot less framiness. So anyway, yeah, this is the whole reason I held off on this one, and this biome, like I was saying, it's going to be cool. As far as the trees, I don't know, I figure they might change them out a little bit. They kind of fit, but they kind of don't have the right dark enough colors. And when I made this video, the resource, the rocks and all that, they didn't actually break or give you anything. But I'm pretty sure from what I've read that they're working now, or they will be very soon. Probably by the next stable build, if not already. I haven't played through a playthrough, not in a while. The saves haven't really been supported, so I don't want to put any real time into it, because the next time I do a playthrough, I am going to put some serious time into it, because I got me something I've been wanting to build, and I think they got the game at a level where, I could build it, and even if things go horrible and things get changed, I can still save it and bring it with me somehow. I'm hopeful that way. But I'm just waiting for the next stable, which would be 0.75, and I forgot to even say what number this is in, because it was a while ago and I can't remember. I think it was like 0.7.4.67 maybe? Not sure. Yeah, I can't remember. This was the Canary one, the Canary build. So yeah, when I was playing it, not too many other people were playing it. Only a handful of us. And the developers, of course. So yeah, I'm just trying to, like I said, this is the Death Edition, or Destruction Edition, whatever you like. DE is how I named it. But it's Truck U DE. Yeah, because that's all it's doing, is trucking everything up. Because it is meant to have war. As you can see, I got guns in just about every little spot. Right now I'm just putting in armor where I don't want guns. Figure make it as hard as I can to destroy this thing. The ground does a good job of it though. It doesn't quite have the clearance that the Extreme Edition did. That thing was frickin' fun. I love that thing. Oh, I play with it once in a while still. Usually I don't play with my older techs or built techs after I initially do. But that one, it's enjoyable. There's a couple I do that with. This one, it could be one of them. This one I want to try in the campaign, because I never planned on it being real great on the mountains and that. But I figured it would be good for around a larger base. It should be able to handle quite a bit with what I'm going to put on it by the end. So I figure I just got to get her kind of shaped out, settle on what I want it to look like, and maybe even a bit of a color scheme. Because, the gray and black, it kind of offsets each other nicely. And since it is like the coolest colors in the game that are easy to use in multiple variety of shapes, it's kind of what I go with. I think everyone does, right? we could use some angled colored blocks, especially if they had armor. That'd be sweet. That'd be really cool. I would like to build with some of them. And actually, that reminds me of a suggestion I was going to make as I build in this little roof bulkhead kind of armament. Is the colored blocks. I think we should have them in the campaign, which they are, but craftable, and have them only give unrefined resources. Now, my reason for saying this is it's hard to get all of them. If you know what to scrap to get all raw resources, let me know, because I found most of them. But I think it's like the fuels are hard to get, and I think one or two of the crystals are hard to get unrefined. I remember there being like 4 or 5 that I couldn't get the last time I tried, and I'm pretty sure not much has changed in that aspect. But if you happen to know something I don't, hey, fill me in, it would help. Because that useless machine, it requires a lot of scrapping if I want to fill it in the R&D. I actually made a save because it took like all frickin' day yesterday to do that. Woohoo! Yeah, this is right around when things got a little bad. I lost a big chunk of video. Then I kind of got back to where I was, and I just restarted from there. But yeah, this one was a problem. I think I got to stop using my other computer for rendering and speeding up video. It seems to be slowing me down. But yeah, it wasn't too bad of a hit there, but later on there was another hit, and it cost me. I couldn't salvage it. It was done. I didn't want to do it again. It pissed me off. Yes, I swore. I'm sorry. But I would PO'd. I forgot what I was talking about. Oh yeah, testing with the useless machine yesterday. Oh, that was an event. Turns out it took so long, it forced me to have a nap while it was recording. Yeah, I had a nap for 6 hours. It did run over a little long when it didn't need to, but hey, it was about half of that. 3 hours just would have been waiting on it. And that was only half. And I ended up with 12 hours worth of video. So I'm guessing about 8 or 9 of actual video where I kind of wanted it for speeding up and all that purposes. But it turned out I emptied out the resource field of all the mineable stuff. I didn't run over the trees and that a billion times. I figured I got to do some scrapping. I'll scrap a bunch of stuff. They got common elements. Well, it turns out I filled, 13 sections that were 4 large silos deep. I think is how it worked out. So I didn't use sap. That's not in my plans. And I used red. It had 3 sections of that, and I had 2 sections of gray. So 12 silos of red, 8 silos of gray, and then 4 silos of all the other cool colors, except for the rubber. It's a cool color, I just don't like it. It bugs me. I don't know why. But yeah, I had all that, all scraps set up into the silos and everything, and I saved that sucker before I let all that mess loose. Turns out the machine actually takes it in pretty good. It's just the starting gate for all the resources that holds them back. That's what really gave me the problem. It got jammed up and things interfered with the other lines, and so I got to refigure that out before I can be happy with it and call it done. And the ramps, yeah, they're still clogging up, so I got to do something there, and a few other minor things, but that's then. This is now. So as you can see, I'm getting the back end kind of wrapped up here. It's looking kind of nice. Except for that. Needs a little more danger back there. Can't have any frickin' guys coming up behind me thinking they're all comfy and cozy and they can just hide out back here. So we'll put a little heat back there. I think those things will turn around and shoot. If not, they can shoot at the sides too. That's handy. We'll do that so I can actually see what my fuel is at. Oh. Should maybe put some batteries there too, but later. Yeah, I want to have a little more armor, especially up on the front here. I don't want bullets and stuff flying in underneath my wheels or around my wheels and shooting at all the gooey innards of my tech. I figure they're gooey because they're softwood and they blow up easy. It's just my theory, though. Yeah, something like that, maybe? Maybe? I guess, yeah, a little bit like that, maybe. Yep. Yeah, that could work. Yes. Because, yeah, that's one thing I've been really trying to keep an eye on with this tech is guns pointing down, because they're going to be handy, especially when I'm trying to get around rocks. And if I can actually get stuck on a rock without it busting my wheel off, because these still seem like they fall off real easy. Wow, this is an older version, though. But last time I played with them, they still fell off real easy. Too easy for what I think they should be. But yeah, with enough guns pointing down, you don't need the big drills. You can just blast up the rocks and be on your way. Short pause, of course. You'll stop a little bit, but at least you don't have to build beam and do all that, because build beam causes me lag. I don't know about anyone else. It always has that pause when I first start it, and then it just in general is slower to run after that, especially when turning the camera. So really, I don't know, I'd like not using the build beam, but sometimes it's just handy. Because before, you had to flip the tech completely upside down if you wanted a nice comfy way to work underneath it. Now you can just build beam and go under it, that's the main use I use of it. Well, but then now we also have the feature where we can get ourselves out of a sticky situation with the build beam, so I've been using that. And I'm also going to put that to a lot of use when I get back to my epic save, when they bring that new stable build out and all the saves are supposed to be somewhat more supported and better off, and things will hopefully be finalized with a whole bunch of experimental blocks in the campaign, I'm hoping. Or at least access to them. That'd be cool. As long as you own the R&D, you know. Yeah, it's that same thing. I don't know. I'm trying not to bug about it on the forums. I want other people to kind of put in their 2 cents too. And I know some have. And I think overall kind of trying to do the same thing, you know. Just trying to keep it all cool and hoping for the best. But yeah, like we all know, something cool is a kind of a convertible top. But I do want missiles. So I'm going to go for the open air concept on this vehicle. I figure it'll work out quite nicely. And if there was a dude driving it, he could have wind blowing through his antenna. Because he'd be a robot dude. This is like an alien planet, and this is an open cab. And I have not found a way to build a spacesuit yet. Not small enough. So it'd be a robot. A robot! Yeah, I get that all lined out a bit. Trying to do the decorating as I build it in now, because it can be a real pain in the nuggets if you try and do all the decorating after everything else is in place, especially when it starts closing in and getting small like that. But you do have to make sure that the missiles and all that stuff will still fire. Most of the time it'll work fine, even with the armor technically being a full block in space as far as the game's concerned, but things still fire through that empty space that block does consume. So it's good that way, most of the time. There's been a few times in the past where, you know, it surprised me, so I try to keep that in mind and check on it. Especially when I'm getting into like real close quarters like some of this is going to be. But all in all, I think I got lots of room. It shouldn't be no big issue. Yeah, a little like that, a little more there. Yeah, we're even that up a touch. I was kind of hoping these delivery cannons would look like manifold or pipes coming out the hood. I was going to use flamethrowers because I thought that'd be pretty sweet, but I decided to go with them at the back instead. Give it a clean looking hood. Maybe I'll make like a tractor pull kind of monster, not monstrously techish, but with fire and such. So that could be a neat build. I built a dragster not too long ago. The other day, I guess. I think I just finished posting it today. It was a two-parter. But yeah, a tractor pull could be cool. I have been wanting to play around with some speed for a little bit. Like, the need for speed. So, I don't know, maybe that's something I might have to just keep in mind. The dragster was cool and all, but really it's only good for in the R&D. It was just a for fun build. Really neat way to take out all them turrets, though. But it took more than one pass. That was the only thing that bummed me out a little bit. I was hoping to be able to knock them off before it got to them, but it was traveling at like 120-something miles an hour. And that's like going over the odd block, or I even smashed kind of right through a turret at one point, and things like that. Yeah, just make sure this is all working on the insides too. Yeah, but I think this one's starting to run a wee bit long, so I'm going to kind of call this one around in here. And as always, I would like to just say thanks for joining me again. Like I said in the start there, it is appreciated. And if you did enjoy this, throw a blue thumb, some comments, even if you just want to say hi, it'd be great to hear from you. That's kind of the awesome you guys bring, is you make my little channel that much more fun for me to participate in, because interaction is awesome. And if you happen to have some time on your hands and you like these videos, maybe subscribe. It's a good idea. You'll get notified when I have something more that you might want to watch. Or if you're into helping out the channel, there's a couple ways. The one, it's a really good one, is a Saturday Showcase, where if you have a cool and original tech, well, you can find my Saturday Showcase auditions link down in the description. Send your in-game snapshots or save game through the link to the thread on the forum, and I'll make the best dang video out of it I can. Another good way is, like I always say, is just to hang out, participate, likes, comments, and all that good stuff. Feedback is handy. But if you do have a couple bucks and you'd like to make a small donation to the channel for some support, to offer some support, I would more than gladly accept and throw your name into the hat, and you could possibly win your very own 3D printed tech from the guys that grab it. From me, but made by them. So if you're interested, keep her in mind. So until next time, everybody, keep being the awesome, keep having a good one. Bye.